They say words are just the surface. True communication happens in silence. The twitch of an eyebrow, the way someone folds their arms, the hesitation in their voice, all of it reveals more than they'll ever admit. Imagine walking into a room and instantly knowing who's insecure, who's lying, who's attracted to you, and who secretly resents you. What if you could see past the masks people wear? This isn't about cheap party tricks or psychic nonsense. This is Stoicism, the philosophy of cold, hard perception. The ancient Stoics weren't just thinkers. They were masters of human nature, trained to read people with surgical precision. In this video, you'll learn how to decode hidden emotions, detect lies, predict intentions, and understand people on a level they don't even understand themselves. By the end of this, you won't just listen to what people say, you'll hear what they really mean. But before we dive deep, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Share this video if you find it valuable, because trust me, once you learn this, you'll never see the world the same way again. 1. The power of perception. Most people think they understand human nature. They assume they can tell when someone is lying, when someone is interested in them, or when someone is secretly against them. But the reality? Most people are blind. They walk into a room and completely miss the power dynamics unfolding before them. They trust words instead of behaviors. They believe the surface story instead of looking deeper. And worst of all, they project their own emotions onto others, seeing what they want to see instead of what's actually there. But the Stoics, they were different. They understood that the world isn't made of words. It's made of actions, microexpressions, and unconscious signals. And those who can decode these signals, they hold an incredible advantage over everyone else. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like someone was lying to you, but you ignored the feeling, only to find out later that you were right? Have you ever trusted someone who ended up betraying you, even though looking back the warning signs were everywhere? That wasn't bad luck. That wasn't an accident. That was a failure of perception. And it happens to almost everyone because most people don't train themselves to see, but you're about to change that. The art of seeing without judgment. The reason most people fail at reading others is simple. They let their emotions interfere. They want to believe someone is good, so they ignore the red flags. They want to believe someone loves them, so they overlook the tiny signs of indifference. They want to believe they're respected, so they fail to notice the condescension in someone's tone. Stoicism teaches something different. It teaches you to detach emotionally and observe objectively. When you remove your own ego and emotions from a situation, you stop seeing what you wish was true and start seeing what is true. And here's the secret. People expose their true selves constantly. They just don't realize it. Think about it. When someone lies, their words say one thing, but their body says another. They might avoid eye contact. Their voice might tighten, or they might suddenly fidget. When someone is jealous, they won't tell you outright, but watch their reactions when you talk about your success. The forced smile, the slight delay before they congratulate you, the way they immediately bring up their own accomplishments. They're revealing themselves without knowing it. When someone secretly dislikes you, they'll still be polite, but their tone will be slightly off. Their laugh will be a little too forced. Their energy will feel just a little colder than it should. You don't need to guess. You just need to observe how the Stoics trained their perception. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote in his Meditations, "If someone is mistaken, instruct them kindly and show them their error. But if you cannot, blame yourself or no one." Do you see the deeper meaning? He's saying that people always reveal their flaws, their mistakes, their deceptions. You don't have to get emotional about it. You don't have to react. You simply see it for what it is. The key to reading people isn't about being paranoid or suspicious. It's about developing clarity. The clearer your mind is, the less biased you are. The sharper your perception becomes. The best observers in history weren't loud. They weren't the ones who always spoke first. They weren't emotional. They were silent, detached, and dangerously aware. You want to read people? Here's how the Stoics did it. Watch more, talk less. Every second someone speaks, they give you more data. Let them reveal themselves. Ignore words, focus on actions. Words lie, behavior doesn't. Pay attention to microexpressions, the half-second facial movements that betray real emotions before they can be hidden. Detach from personal bias. Don't see what you hope to see. See what's actually there. Never assume. Always observe. Most people are predictable once you start noticing their patterns. The moment it all clicks. Once you develop this level of awareness, everything changes. You walk into a room and instantly know who is insecure, who is confident, who is faking it. You listen to someone talk and hear the hesitations, the nervousness, the half-truths they're trying to hide. You stop being deceived. You stop being manipulated. You stop misjudging people. And the best part? Nobody will know you're doing it. They'll assume you're just naturally perceptive. They'll wonder how you always seem to predict people's behavior. They won't realize you've trained your mind to notice what they ignore. And that is the power of perception. Or microexpressions, the silent confessions. Most people think they can control their emotions. They believe that if they smile, nod, and keep a neutral face, no one will know what they're truly feeling. They're wrong. Because before the conscious mind can react, before a person can fake an expression, the subconscious mind betrays them. These betrayals are called microexpressions, tiny, involuntary facial movements that reveal what someone is truly feeling. They happen in less than half a second, so fast that most people don't notice. But if you train yourself to see them, you'll start reading people like an open book. The Stoics understood that words could be deceptive, but the face never lies. The 7 universal microexpressions. No matter where you are in the world, no matter what culture or language someone speaks, these 7 microexpressions are universal. 1. Fear, wide eyes, raised eyebrows, lips slightly parted. This happens when someone feels threatened, anxious, or exposed. 2. Anger, tightened lips, flared nostrils, narrowed eyes. Even when someone is trying to stay calm, this flash of expression will reveal their true frustration. 3. Disgust, upper lip curls, nose wrinkles slightly. This is a knee-jerk reaction when someone sees or hears something they find repulsive, even if they try to hide it. 4. Happiness, a real smile always includes eye crinkles. If the eyes don't squint slightly, it's a fake smile. Sadness, the inner corners of the eyebrows raise slightly. The mouth may tremble. This is the hardest expression to fake. If you see it, it's real. 6. Surprise, raised eyebrows, wide open eyes, mouth slightly open. But here's the trick, if surprise lasts too long, it's fake. Genuine surprise is instant. 7. Contempt, one side of the mouth raises slightly. This is a smirk of superiority, the look someone gives when they feel above you. These microexpressions happen before a person can stop them. And once you start noticing them, you'll realize just how much people accidentally expose about themselves. How to catch microexpressions in real time. The key to spotting microexpressions is to look for them at the exact moment a person is triggered. They only last a fraction of a second before the brain corrects them. Ask someone a question they weren't expecting. Their immediate reaction before they answer will reveal their true emotions. Watch someone's face right after they receive bad news. Even if they try to act unaffected, the microexpression of sadness or anger will flash across their face. Observe what happens when a person is put in an uncomfortable situation. Their facial expression will betray whether they're genuinely calm or just pretending to be. People might try to hide their feelings, but their subconscious always speaks first. Why microexpressions are the ultimate truth detectors. A liar might say, "I'm not mad," but for a split second their face will tighten with anger. A jealous friend might congratulate you, but their lips will press together in a brief flash of resentment. Microexpressions reveal the emotions people don't want you to see, and when you learn to catch them, you stop being fooled. The Stoics believed in seeing the world without illusion. To them, truth was not in what people said, it was in what they couldn't hide. Most people are blind to these signals, but once you start noticing them, you will never miss them again. And just like that, you become one step ahead of everyone else. 3. The truth, hidden in tone and word choice. Most people listen to what is said. The Stoics listened to how it was said. Because words are weapons. They can be polished, rehearsed, and carefully chosen. But tone, hesitation, word choice? Those are raw. The truth isn't just in what someone says. It's in the rhythm of their speech, the weight of their pauses, and the subconscious slips they don't even realize they're making. People reveal more in the way they speak than in the words themselves. The tone test, how to detect hidden emotions. Ever had someone say, "I'm fine," but you just knew they weren't? That's because their tone betrayed them. Here's how the Stoics learned to hear the truth. A weak voice means weak conviction. If someone's words are strong but their voice wavers, they don't actually believe what they're saying. Speed matters. People who rush through their words are either lying, nervous, or trying to manipulate you before you can process their meaning. Pauses reveal thoughtfulness or deception. A genuine person speaks with steady, natural breaks. A deceptive person hesitates in unnatural places, as if choosing their words too carefully. Pitch shifts expose emotions. A voice that slightly rises at the end of a sentence can indicate doubt. A sudden drop in tone often signals disappointment or frustration. People might try to appear composed, but the voice is directly linked to emotion. And emotions, no matter how well hidden, leak out. The power of unspoken words. Now let's talk about something even more revealing. What people don't say. The Stoics believed that silence was just as powerful as speech. And when you start listening for what's missing, the truth becomes even clearer. If someone tells a story about a conflict and leaves out their own mistakes, they're hiding something. If a person avoids using direct language, I guess, is kind of like they lack confidence in what they're saying. If they overuse qualifiers, honestly, to tell the truth, I swear they're probably lying. Liars love to oversell the truth. Confident people state things simply. Example, a truthful person says, I didn't do it. A liar says, I swear on everything, why would I even do that? You have to believe me. One is calm, the other is desperate. See the difference? Why this matters more than you think. If you can master tone and word choice, you'll start hearing what others miss. You'll detect dishonesty before it hurts you. You'll know when someone is uncomfortable even if they smile. You'll spot fake confidence and see insecurity hiding beneath loud words. Most people listen with their ears. You'll start listening with your mind. And once you do, you'll never hear people the same way again. The body tells all. Mastering nonverbal cues. If you really want to understand someone, forget the words. Look at their body. Every single movement, gesture, and posture tells a story. From the way someone stands to the way they avoid eye contact, the body speaks volumes about what they're really thinking or feeling. The Stoics knew this. Words might lie, but the body never does. And understanding body language gives you an undeniable edge in reading people. The key movements to watch for. The arms crossed in front. This is the universal signal of defensiveness. Whether they're sitting or standing, someone who crosses their arms is telling you that they feel threatened, uncomfortable, or closed off. The feet pointing away. When someone's feet are pointed towards the door, they're already mentally checking out. It's a powerful, unconscious signal that they want to leave the conversation, often long before their words show it. Touching the neck or face. This is an involuntary reaction to anxiety or discomfort. Someone might touch their neck, scratch their chin, or rub their face when they're lying, nervous or trying to hide something. Leaning in or backing away. Leaning in shows interest and engagement. It signals that someone is emotionally invested in what's being said. But leaning back, especially when paired with a forced smile or crossed arms, shows withdrawal, discomfort, or disdain. The fidgeting. If someone is shifting in their seat, playing with their hair, or tapping their fingers, they're anxious. Nervous energy is often translated into small, repetitive movements that reveal their unease. Why body language is so powerful. The reason why body language is so revealing is simple. The body doesn't lie. Unlike words, which are consciously manipulated to convey a certain image, the body responds automatically to emotions and stressors. It doesn't have the same control as speech. It reacts based on deep-rooted, often subconscious feelings. That means when you see someone tapping their foot or looking around nervously, you know they're not at ease. When you see someone's posture shrink as the conversation grows tense, you know they're feeling threatened. But it's not just about spotting signs of discomfort. Body language can reveal the true intent behind someone's actions. A firm handshake signals confidence. An open posture reveals trust and ease. A smile that reaches the eyes indicates genuine happiness or pleasure. So the next time you're in a conversation, pay attention to how people hold themselves, not just what they say. The way they carry themselves can tell you what's happening beneath the surface. The Stoic power of observing movements. The Stoics never got caught up in distractions. They weren't concerned with the fluff, the external show. Instead, they focused on the essence of things. And when it came to human interactions, the body was the essence. They knew that if you could read the body, you could understand the mind. Think of it this way: the mind influences the body, and the body influences the mind. When you see someone close off or physically pull away, don't just brush it off. It's a sign that something is wrong. When someone's posture opens up and they seem relaxed, you know they're at ease and likely being authentic. Why this skill is so important. Understanding body language doesn't just help you read others, it also helps you protect yourself. You'll know when someone is being genuine with you. You'll know when they're hiding something. You'll be able to spot manipulative behaviors from miles away. Most people focus only on words, but your ability to understand the body's silent cues will set you apart. It's a skill that few people truly master, but when you do, it will be like having a hidden weapon. And the best part? No one will ever know you're using it. Fourth, the power of silence, the unspoken advantage. In a world where everyone seems to have something to say, silence can be more powerful than words. The Stoics were masters of silence. They knew that what isn't said often carries the most weight. Silence is not just the absence of speech. It is an active, strategic tool that allows you to observe, process, and gain clarity about what's happening around you. When people remain silent, they are unknowingly revealing their thoughts, feelings, and even their true intentions. But to catch the signals, you need to learn to embrace the silence and understand the depth it carries, the hidden truths in silence. When someone goes silent in the middle of a conversation, it often means they're processing something internally. But what they don't say can reveal more than their words ever will. The pause before an answer is often the moment when someone is deciding whether to tell the truth or lie. If they hesitate for too long, chances are they're trying to cover up something. Uncomfortable silences are a goldmine. They happen when someone feels exposed or guilty. If you ask a pointed question and the other person goes quiet, they might be hiding the truth. The silence after a conflict can be the most revealing. If someone goes completely silent after a disagreement, they might be shutting you out, or it could mean they're reflecting on what just happened. Either way, it's a moment of vulnerability they may not even realize they've exposed. The psychological power of silence. Silence isn't just an emotional tool. It has real psychological power. It gives you the space to reflect, to listen, and to observe. In a conversation, the person who controls the silence controls the conversation. If someone is speaking quickly, leave a pause. Don't fill the silence with chatter. The longer you wait, the more they will feel the pressure to fill the gap, often revealing more than they intended. If someone's nervous or lying, they'll often rush to fill silence with words, just to avoid the discomfort of quiet space. You can exploit this by simply sitting back and allowing the silence to stretch, forcing them to reveal what's really on their mind. Why silence works? Silence is a powerful tool because it forces the mind to think. It forces people to confront what they really believe, to express what they might have been withholding, and to reveal what they don't want you to see. In conversation, most people are desperate to fill the void with words. But when you remain silent, you gain control. You allow the other person to disclose their inner thoughts without realizing it. And here's the kicker. Silence also reveals your own power. When you remain calm and composed while others talk, you exude an air of authority. You're not desperate for validation. You're in control of the conversation. And this quiet confidence can make others feel vulnerable, because it's clear that you are not rushing to speak. You already know the truth. The Stoic approach to silence. The Stoics taught that silence is a form of discipline. To them, silence wasn't about being passive, it was about being observant and in control. By mastering the art of silence, you can gain insights into the minds of those around you. You can listen to their words, but more importantly, you can listen to the things they don't say. In moments of silence, you can reflect on what has been said, analyze the situation, and understand the deeper meaning. You'll be able to read between the lines and see past the distractions people throw at you. And perhaps most importantly, silence helps you master yourself. It prevents you from reacting impulsively, forcing you to respond only when it truly matters. So the next time you're in a conversation, don't feel pressured to fill every pause with words. Let silence be your tool. Let it show you things that others will never realize they're revealing. 6. Understanding the subtle power of eye contact. The eyes are often called the windows to the soul. And the Stoics believed that by mastering the art of eye contact, you could unlock the deepest truths about the people around you. Eye contact is not just about staring someone down or making them uncomfortable. It's a delicate balance, one that reveals emotions, intentions, and truths that people might be trying to hide. In a world where words can be easily manipulated, eye contact remains one of the most authentic forms of communication. If you want to understand someone's true thoughts, Pay attention to what their eyes are saying, what the eyes really tell you. 1. Direct eye contact. When someone maintains steady eye contact with you, it's a sign of confidence, honesty, and openness. They are fully engaged in the conversation and are likely being truthful. However, be cautious. Some people are excellent at using eye contact to manipulate. They may maintain direct eye contact in an attempt to assert dominance or make you feel uncomfortable. But with a keen eye, you'll notice when this becomes an intimidation tactic rather than an honest connection. 2. Avoiding eye contact. If someone constantly looks away or avoids eye contact, it's often a sign of guilt, discomfort, or insecurity. They are trying to hide something, whether it's a lie, an uncomfortable truth, or an emotional struggle. However, be aware of cultural differences. Some people may avoid eye contact out of respect or shyness, so you need to pay attention to the context. Free rapid eye movement people often subconsciously look away or shift their eyes when they're nervous or lying. If someone's eyes dart from side to side, or they keep glancing around the room during a conversation, they may be trying to avoid facing the truth or are making up their story. 4. Dilated pupils. While pupil dilation can happen naturally in dim light, it can also indicate strong emotions. Pupils dilate when someone is attracted to you, excited, or interested. If you notice someone's pupils enlarging while you're talking, they're likely emotionally engaged or drawn to what you're saying. 5. The blink rate and emotional response. When someone is lying or stressed, their blink rate tends to increase. They might blink rapidly, signaling nervousness or discomfort. If you notice someone blinking excessively when discussing a sensitive subject, it's worth taking note. They might be hiding something. Why eye contact can't be faked. Unlike words, which can be manipulated with the right phrasing or timing, eye contact is a raw reflection of what's happening inside the mind. It's nearly impossible to control completely without it feeling forced or unnatural. When you're engaged in a conversation, the eyes reveal what a person is truly feeling, whether they're aware of it or not. The Stoics believe that what a person does with their eyes shows more about them than what they say aloud. You can say anything with your mouth, but your eyes will betray you if the words don't match the emotions. If you learn to read the subtle cues in a person's eyes, you can detect their true emotions even if they're trying to hide them. How to use eye contact to your advantage. Mastering eye contact can also give you power in a conversation. The next time you speak with someone, pay attention to these key principles. 1. Hold eye contact to show confidence. Use eye contact to show that you are calm, present, and unbothered by external distractions. People will start to perceive you as someone who is in control of the situation and their emotions. Look for discrepancies. If someone's words don't match their eyes, trust what you see in their eyes. If someone says they're fine but their eyes dart away nervously, you know there's more to the story. Be mindful of cultural context. Not everyone feels comfortable with long, sustained eye contact. In some cultures, avoiding eye contact is a sign of respect. So be mindful of the situation. The Stoics never blindly accepted everything. They understood context and responded accordingly. The Stoics' secret weapon. The Stoics practiced inner control and observation. They didn't let emotions cloud their judgment. And by focusing on the eye, often overlooked by most, they could observe the truth behind the mask. They didn't just hear the words. They felt the depth behind them. When you master the ability to read someone's eyes, you gain an invaluable tool for understanding who they really are and what they're truly thinking. Eye contact reveals the essence of a person. And when you begin to truly see what's in someone's eyes, you'll unlock the deepest layers of human interaction, often without them even realizing it. 7. The art of listening. Understanding beyond words. Listening is one of the most underappreciated skills in human interaction. In a world where everyone is obsessed with speaking their minds, true listeners stand apart. They are the ones who hear not just the words but the hidden meanings behind them. The Stoics understood the importance of listening. They knew that the quiet observer often learns more than the loudest speaker. And in a conversation, the ability to truly listen can reveal far more than any words could ever express. Why listening is more powerful than speaking. People think that to understand someone, they need to talk more. The truth is, you learn more when you speak less and listen more. When you truly listen to someone, you're not just hearing what they say, you're also noticing their tone, rhythm, and pauses. You're observing the emotions beneath their words, the hesitation in their speech, and the areas where they tiptoe around the truth. Here's the power of listening. 1. Listening to the words. The content of what someone says gives you a glimpse into their mind. But not all words are equal. Watch for patterns, inconsistencies, and the emphasis they put on certain phrases. For example, if someone continually mentions how busy they are, they might be using it as an excuse to avoid something. 2. Listening to the tone. The tone of a person's voice is a clear indicator of their emotional state. A high, fast pitch can signal excitement or nervousness, while a low, slow tone might suggest sadness or contemplation. Pay attention to shifts in tone. They're often a sign of hidden emotions. 3. Listening to the silence between the words. Sometimes, what isn't said speaks louder than what is. The pauses, the hesitations, and the moments of silence are all powerful indicators of discomfort, uncertainty, or reflection. The Stoics valued these moments of stillness because they provided clarity. What to listen for in conversations. In order to truly understand people, you need to listen for the unsaid. Here's what you should be paying attention to. 1. Emotional cues. When people speak, they often reveal emotions through their voice. Is someone shifting their tone when discussing a particular subject? Do they become defensive or evasive? Are they avoiding eye contact while talking about something personal? These are all clues that speak louder than the words they use. Hear the unspoken subtext often. People say one thing but mean something completely different. Look for contradictions between what they say and how they act. For example, someone might say, "I'm fine," but if their voice cracks or they're unable to make eye contact, you know they're not. Good patterns in their story. Pay attention to repetition. If someone repeatedly brings up the same issue or concern, it means that subject is weighing heavily on their mind. People often return to the same topic because it's unresolved or significant to them. The secret of listening with empathy. To truly understand people, you need to listen with empathy. This means fully engaging with what they're saying, trying to see the world from their perspective, and connecting with their emotions. When you listen with empathy, you give people a safe space to express themselves. You don't interrupt, you don't judge, you just listen. This will help you uncover the underlying thoughts and feelings that people may be reluctant to express. Here's the Stoic approach. Observe, understand, then respond. By listening first, you gain clarity. You allow the other person to express themselves fully, which in turn gives you the power to respond with wisdom and precision. How to improve your listening skills. To truly master the art of listening, you need to practice patience and develop a mindset of genuine curiosity. Ask yourself, 1. What is this person really saying? Don't just hear their words. Understand what they mean and what emotions lie behind them. 2. Why are they saying this? Look for the motivation behind their words. Are they seeking validation? Are they afraid of something? Are they trying to avoid a difficult topic? 3. What aren't they saying? Pay attention to the pauses, the moments of discomfort, and the nonverbal cues. These will often tell you more than the words ever could. By truly listening, you gain access to the depth of human communication. You uncover what's hidden beneath the surface, and you become far more adept at reading people's true thoughts and emotions. The Stoic mastery of listening. The Stoics believed in self-awareness and mindfulness in all interactions. They knew that to understand others, one first had to understand oneself. And the key to understanding others, listening without distraction, without judgment, and without the need to speak. When you listen, you create space to not only understand others, but to understand yourself more deeply. You respond not out of impulse, but out of wisdom and clarity. And in that space, you gain the insight you need to read and understand those around you like never before. True listening is more than just a skill. It's a superpower. And once you master it, you'll have the ability to read people's minds without them ever knowing. If you found these insights valuable, don't keep them to yourself. Hit that like button if you want more content like this, and subscribe to stay ahead of the game in mastering human behavior and Stoic wisdom. Share this video with anyone who could benefit from knowing how to read people like a book. Comment below with your thoughts and any experiences where you've used these techniques to uncover hidden truths. And remember, the power to control your mind and read others is in your hands. Take it.